And the defenseman for the Niagara Ice Dogs joins us right now. Is it Doug or Dougie? Which do you prefer?
It really doesn't matter. People call me Dougie because my dad's name is Doug, so it just makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, well, at 6'5", I'm guessing they don't call you Little Doug. Is that right?
Well, I guess I am the younger Doug, but definitely not the little one.
Yeah, not the little one, eh? You had a very good season this year, Doug. Dougie, let's see, there you go. I've already done it. 12 goals and 58 points, 77 penalty minutes, and plus 35 this year on a team that had both you and Ryan Strome. How would you assess the season that you guys had together this year?
I think it was really good. We really didn't know what we were in for at the start of the year with new coaching staff and general managers. So we made a couple trades, and our team just got a lot better from there. And I think there's a lot of guys on their team that played well and had success, and makes it a lot more fun when you're having fun and when you're being successful.
Well, it's interesting. I know there's a couple scouts out there that have drawn a comparison between you and Jay Bouwmeester, and I kind of watched Jay grow up here in the south side of Edmonton, and his father was involved with the U of A Golden Bear programs for decades. In fact, their golf tournament's going on right now as we speak, and that's Dan Bouwmeester. Have you heard that comparison, that maybe there's, you kind of play a bit like Jay?
Yeah, I think so. Him and a few other guys like Brent Burns and Rob Blake. But for me, I've always liked Jay Bouwmeester, and I love the way he skates and just love the way he plays. So for me to be compared to him it's pretty cool.
Well, I mean, the skating ability is the biggest thing. Like, I saw Jay skate when he was 8, Dougie, and he looked like he was 17. He could skate. First of all, he was already about 6 feet tall when he was 10 years old. But, I mean, he was just a freak in terms of ability to skate. And that's a strength for you as well. Is that right?
Yeah, I think I've gotten a lot better over the years, and skating is probably one of my biggest strengths. So as I've grown, it becomes even better as a bigger guy to be able to skate. I think it's pretty valuable.
Dougie Hamilton joining us right now. Defenseman for this year's NHL entry draft. Dougie, how many different NHL teams talked to you at the recent NHL Combine?
I had 18 interviews.
I'm assuming Edmonton was one of those teams. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you have fun with the interview process, or was it a little bit intimidating?
It was definitely different. An experience that I've never really had before. It's kind of a busy day when you start in your room and you're just going back and forth to different rooms all around the hotel and seeing guys going up and down the elevator. It's kind of interesting and cool, but for me, I enjoyed it, and it was definitely tiring, but something you learn a lot from and enjoy.
What was the question you got asked the most by the various teams?
There was a few that were kind of repeated a lot. Definitely a lot of questions about the rink, because in Niagara, our rink is pretty small. So a little bit about that, kind of describing yourself as a player, who you compare to, pretty much just the basic questions, and some more different, harder questions, but a lot of the basic ones that were repeated.
Dougie Hamilton joining us from the Niagara Ice Dogs of the Ontario Hockey League, a consensus top 10 overall pick for the upcoming draft. Several of the various services, international scouting services, I think, has got you ranked number 5, and it's been an interesting year. Central Scouting, you've certainly been in the top 10 for the majority of time here. Do you follow it now that your season's over? Have you kind of been following where you're at in terms of, say, a Ryan Nugent-Hopkins out west, or a Gabriel Landeskog and a Ryan Strome out of the OHL, or a Ryan Murphy? You keeping an eye on that kind of thing?
You definitely see it a bit, and you watch what people are saying about you, and it kind of helps to improve your game. But I don't think the lists mean too much. It really, I think on draft day, it depends what teams need, and I think it really depends on that, like, if a team wants a forward or a team wants a D, and a big D or a skilled D, and just the lists, I don't think really matter when it comes down to a single team's preference, and I think it changes a lot. So it's definitely cool to see your name in the top 10 on most lists, and just take it as that, and just looking forward to the draft.
Ryan Whitney is a player here in Edmonton that learned from having a chance to play with Chris Pronger and allowing the puck to do the work. You know, there's puck transporters and then there's puck movers, guys that let the puck do the work and pass out of the zone. Alex Pietrangelo, coming out of junior, was a guy that really liked to activate and join the rush. Are you a little bit more of a puck distributor as opposed to a puck transporter? You know, or are you more willing to pass the puck up as opposed to, say, rushing the puck up the ice?
I think I can do both pretty well, but in Niagara this year, our coaches kind of focused on just the moving the puck up. So for me, it was try to stop the team coming down on me and get it out of my end as quick as I can and get our team on the rush. So if the fastest way is to move it, or if it's better to skate it, then I'll just do whatever is best for us to get the puck out and in a scoring opportunity.
Dougie Hamilton joining us from the Niagara Ice Dogs of the Ontario Hockey League and Oilers Lunch. Bob Stauffer here. Dougie, we mentioned the fact that I asked you which teams kind of asked you the most oft-asked question. I'm going to contrast that by saying, was there anybody that threw a curveball at you at the draft and asked you to tell a joke or anything like that?
There's actually none of that. You kind of hear all the stories about the combine with kind of crazy stuff and different questions, but I think a lot of people that I've talked to at my age group and at this combine didn't really have any questions like that. And for me, I had none, so I was kind of expecting a few, but I guess it's okay that I didn't have any.
What do you think your greatest strengths are?
I think pretty much everything. I don't think I have really a weakness. I think I'm big, I can skate, I got good offensive skills, and I'm good defensively as well. So I think having no real weaknesses is probably one of my strengths.
Is there an area you'd like to, that being said, I mean, you might not have any real weaknesses. Is there an area of your game that you'd like to improve on, or is it more of a global thing? You'd like to just keep working on everything?
Yeah, I think I need to work on everything, but for me, I've grown a lot, so I need to kind of fill out and grow into my body still, and when that happens, I think I'll be able to be more physical and things like that. But for me right now, I'm working on getting stronger, and then I'm just going to work on all aspects of my game to become more complete and a better player.
Dougie Hamilton joining us from the Ontario Hockey League's Niagara Ice Dogs. You have a teammate, Ryan Strome. How would you, if you were, give me a scouting report on Ryan.
He's a really skilled forward. He had a really a highlight reel goal this year, and it was basically a YouTube sensation for a while, and a really special goal. And I think he's got pretty much a really good offensive skills with his vision, his stick handling, his shot as well. So he's one of those guys that you kind of have to watch out for on the ice.
The San Jose Sharks are your favorite NHL team, is that right?
They were this past year after my brother got drafted, yep.
Yeah. They're probably not going to be in position to take a shot at you. You know that. You're going to be off the board then, my friend. Have a great time over the next couple weeks if you can, and we'll be seeing you down in St. Paul, Minnesota. Thanks for joining us on Oilers Lunch.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me.
You bet. That is Dougie Hamilton of the Niagara Ice Dogs.